Good morning. My name is Erica, and welcome to Singer's Journal. Really, this morning, as far as my voice is concerned, most morning when I wake up, I do feel like I have a lot of stuff in my throat. But I've also been dealing with acid reflux, and so we're going to talk about that a little bit, or for the majority, on this particular entry. And as a singer, if you're looking at this, you already kind of know what acid reflux is. You've probably already done your own research. You probably spent endless hours on Google trying to figure out what's going on. Probably have been back and forth to the doctor. All the above is what I've been doing to try to figure out really what's going on with it and why it's like doing what it's doing now. I'm 30. And of course, yes, I'm getting older and things in my body are changing. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. But I've never, it's every single thing that I eat. I get a reaction with my reflux. And that's just crazy. I'm going to tell you why I think that it got that way. And it's because of me, in my opinion. And then I'm going to tell you just a few solutions that I've been offered, and later on today, maybe let you know what I am trying out. Anything that I tell you about is just my personal experience with it. It doesn't mean that it's going to be perfect and tested and tried and true, because everybody's body is different. Everybody's body is going to respond sometimes differently to certain things. But just a really quick run through about why I feel like it's where it is now. First of all, I have a job that I do have to speak quite frequently, and I do sing quite frequently. So it's speaking and singing like all day long. It obviously can take a toll on your voice. And then I'm also doing things with my church on the worship team where I'm singing, and then I have a small group that I'm also using my voice when I'm singing. And a lot of times it's literally, go do my job and then go right to church. Go do my job and then do my small group. So it's like using that voice consistently. And I do have a tendency to go into my lower range and talk in the lower range. And I'll tell you about how I feel like that also contributes to why it might be a little iffy with my voice sometimes. But anyway, I was experiencing like consistent hoarseness. Waking up hoarse, coming to work hoarse, and or even if I didn't wake up hoarse, even if it was just moderate hoarseness, I could talk for maybe an hour or two. And I'm not talking about full time either, because I would have obviously breaks in between. And after an hour or two, my voice was pretty much shot. I had to almost, I wouldn't say whisper, because that's not good for your voice either, but I had to be very conservative with my voice, which made it very difficult to do what I'm supposed to do. So I was like, well, let me just go online and research what to do. I had been to an ENT maybe like 2 or 3 weeks prior to really feeling the hoarseness as much as I was, and told him about it. And he didn't do nothing but look in the back of my throat. And I'm not talking about with a scope, because I've had it to where you go through your nose and go down into your nasal cavity, and then you can go into your esophagus, not esophagus, Lord, your vocal cord, to see your vocal cords. There we go. That's a better way to put that. And I've also had it to where you go in the back of your throat and they have a camera that looks down at the vocal cords. But he didn't even do that. Basically, he was like, okay, sit down. I sat down. He came and checked to make sure my lymph nodes were not swollen, to make sure it was no infection. And then he told me to go, ah. I went, ah. He looked back there and said, oh, you're fine. Oh, wow. That really helps so much, because that's not telling me anything. And that's really not showing me my vocal cords at all. So if I had a polyp or a nodule, I don't know, because you just looking in the back of my throat. So safe to say, I was like, yeah, we're going to have to reschedule with another ENT, because you're not doing your job, bruh. So anyway, in the in-between time, I decided to say, let me just go and drink up some cayenne pepper water. And cayenne pepper is known because it has a certain element that's in its ingredients that is supposed to help with hoarseness. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. And I didn't really abide by the amount that you were supposed to have. So like the amount of cayenne pepper to water as I'm sipping on this. in my mind, in my mind, my thinking, I'm like, yeah, I'm just suffering. I'm irritated. This has never happened before, or not in a while anyway. So I'm going to get rid of it immediately. So I decided to stuff way more cayenne pepper into a bottle of water than I'm pretty sure you're supposed to do. Look, literally, if you look at this water here, about where that water is right now, maybe just a little less than that. The rest, all of that was cayenne pepper, and then the rest was water. And that is totally not the measurements that was even prescribed on what I saw on Google. So yeah, I was drinking that bad boy like it was lemonade, just throwing it back, because I was so desperate to get rid of the hoarseness. And safe to say that did not make it better. It in some aspects, I did feel some days where I was like, oh, this is great. It feels great. And then it started to burn. And then it started to make me get reflux really bad. No way. Really? Since spicy food can lead to reflux, and since I'm doing way more than the regular dose, of course I'm going to get an effect from reflux. So, yeah, it was bad. It was getting really bad. There are some things that I've done to try to figure out how to correct that, obviously by going to see another. I went to a doc in the box because I was just having so much of it and I couldn't get to an ENT fast enough. And then they prescribed me, and I hope I say this right, I always butcher this name of the medication, but omeprazole, I think it's what it's called, omeprazole, there we go. So I was prescribed that, and I took that, but then I was like, okay, I asked the doc in the box, like, okay, so what's like the side effects? Oh, nothing really. Okay, so I'm just going to take this medicine, and there's no kind of studies that have been done to show any kind of side effects from this drug. Well, I asked the doctor, but I didn't do my own research. So after I started doing my own research, I was like, yeah, it's probably a better way than this. I ain't too cool with what I'm seeing about this particular medication. Not that there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just really skeptical on the medication stuff, which is why I decided to try to use cayenne pepper to be my natural way of ridding myself of it. So again, nothing wrong with the omeprazole, but I know over time that it can have certain effects. But that is up to your doctor to decide if that's right for you. I just don't know if it was right for me. And, in the future, it might be something I go back to, but just personally now, it's something I'm choosing to try to do something differently with. Again, something I personally am doing for myself. So it might be differently for what your particular situation may be. And so now I'm trying something different. I'll let you know what that is later on. But I just wanted to let you know kind of this morning where I am. Yesterday in rehearsal, or last night in rehearsal, I started to go a little hoarse. And it might be because I'm still kind of sick. It might be because of my low deep talking. And I think a little bit to some of the reflux that may be coming back up, but it's not nearly as bad as it was. All right. Well, I guess I will talk to you later. Bye.